Armature. In sculpture, an armature is a framework around which the sculpture is built. The framework provides stability to the artwork. After you've sketched out your letter on a large sheet of paper that measures out the width and height of your cereal box, then you put that aside and you're going to cut open your empty cereal box. Once the box is laying flat, then you're going to cut along the perforated lines. In this demonstration, I am sketching directly onto the cereal box, but as I started doing this, I realized it would be better to sketch on a white sheet of paper first in case I make mistakes. It's so much easier to erase off the white paper. I measured out the width of the Dixie cup so that my letter has to be at least that width, if not wider. I am using my Dixie cup the whole entire time to just make sure that the width of my letter is consistent and it is at least the same width as that Dixie cup, if not wider. I'm also using a ruler to help guide those straight lines. So if you just draw a regular letter and you want it to be bubbled, you need to just put a frame around the entire letter. Make sure you're using that ruler, make sure you're erasing those lines that need to be erased, and like I said, use that Dixie cup. Make sure that the letter you choose is either your first initial or your last initial of your name. This sculpture needs to be all about you. Your letter needs to be approximately the same height as your cereal box. So make sure that you're trying really hard to lengthen your letter. Don't make a really small letter for this project. Now, I'm not sure if I'd recommend this, but I've placed the other side of the cereal box underneath. So now I have two layers for the cereal box. I'm holding very tightly onto these two layers of cardboard and I'm cutting around my letter. If you want to do this, great, or if you just want to cut out one letter at a time, just make sure when you cut out one letter, then you're tracing it onto the next cardboard piece. As soon as you've cut out both of the letters, you're going to take the short Dixie cups and you're going to arrange them throughout your letter. You don't need too many of them, just enough to give your letter some stability. After you've decided how many Dixie cups you're going to need to give it some stability, then tape those onto your letter. Now it's time to create sides to your letter. So what I need to do is I'm going to measure from the bottom of the letter to the top of the letter. It's measuring out to about 2 1/4 inches. Depending on which cups you choose to use, your letter might be thicker, so make sure that you do this measurement. I've cut out 3 strips of poster board. Now I'm going to use my masking tape and I'm going to work around the letter, taping as I go. As you go around the edges of your letter, you might need to problem solve and get really creative on how to get those crisp lines, those crisp edges. You might have to fold the poster board. You might even choose to cut off some of the ends and then rework it. You can do this. I know you are capable. It's not going to be easy, but it'll be worth it in the end. As soon as you have taped the one side of your letter, flip it over and tape the back side. As you're taping the sides of the letter, make sure that the sides aren't caving inside. Make sure that they stay on the outside of those two letters. As soon as it's all taped up, you are ready to go on the paper mache. Let's work on that tomorrow.